Hi, my name is Romy Verdera and I want to tell you my story about my involvement with this Japanese company called Enagic. Although this information has been around for almost 50 years, you probably have not heard of this very important information that has changed my life and my family's life and many of the people I have shared this information. On the company's website, the president says, quote, "Please spread the message of compassion. Develop your true health business into a worldwide network." I never really understood the meaning of what he meant by spreading the message of compassion until half a year later when more and more people who own the Kangen Water machine tell me of how their health have changed, many of their aches and pains are gone, and their lives have changed because of this Kangen Water machine. This lady, for instance, her name is Carmen. Carmen told us on our meeting in Queens how the visible tumors on her head disappeared after drinking Kangen water for a few weeks. This man here is Art. He loves to play golf. He used to have aches and pains when he plays golf. The day after he started drinking the Kangen water, his wife Tina told me that he was playing golf and enjoying it because the usual aches and pains he used to endure were not there anymore. This man in red, his name is also Art. Art told me how he never believed anything that they said could relieve him of his knee pain. He said he would apply balm on his knee, then wrap it around with knee wrap to keep it warm. Then he would take 600 milligrams of Motrin. But after his wife bought the machine and let him drink the Kangen water, he did not need any of those anymore because the pain in his knee was relieved by the water. He was so amazed at how good this Kangen water works. This man is Romy Vincoy from Chicago. Romy had bypass surgery and they took veins from his leg. Since then, he was always in pain. He would take Motrin pain reliever every day. For it, I gave him the water one evening, and the next day he decided to purchase the machine because he said he did not have to take the pain reliever anymore on the following day. This lady here is Flor. When I first went to her house, she filled up a lot of container with Kangen water. A few days later, she purchased the machine because her arthritis was relieved. She then asked me to share the information too to her friends. I will tell you more stories later. It was these feedbacks I hear from many people that made me understand what the president meant by the term compassion. We owe it to ourselves and to others to spread this information about this Kangen water. This has now become one of my life's mission, to spread the message out of compassion to people in pain. This may sound corny to some, but I tell you, I feel good about how people's lives are changing from my sharing this information. The president also said that we should develop our true health business into a worldwide network. For me, this seems to happen naturally since people cannot help but tell their story to their friends and relatives in the United States and other places after they experience something good with this Kangen water. In the process, as the group grew in the past half year, my wife and I earned $180,000. So my story for you is this story of true health and a story of income opportunity. The number one reason why you should listen to this presentation is your health. You can have money and friends and everything in life, but if you're sick, it's not easy to be happy. You might be suffering from acid reflux, heartburn, or gastritis. Or you might be suffering from arthritis, shoulder pain, knee pain, back pain, or gout. Or you might be suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, constipation, or some degenerative disease. If you are looking to improve your health, you should act on the information I'm about to share with you. You can change your car several times in your lifetime, or change your house several times, but we only have one body, so we should take care of that one body. You care to put good gasoline in your car. We'll show you how to take care of your body and put the right water in it. In 1965, the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare which is the equivalent of our FDA here in the United States, approved Kangen water to be used in the hospitals to treat various kinds of ailments. These are just some of the hospitals using Kangen water. There are hundreds and hundreds of hospitals using it today. This is the machine that produces the Kangen water. Later, I will tell you more stories of real people whose health tremendously improved because of this Kangen water. The second reason why you might want to listen to this information is the income opportunity that comes with sharing this information to other people. The name of the company is Enagic. The company started in Japan in 1974. Enagic have many branches all over Japan. They also have 2 branches in Taiwan. This is the factory in Osaka. They have customer service who takes care of our orders, shipments, and repairs. You will see here the awarding of the top distributors in Japan. In 2003, they expanded into the United States. This picture was their January 2006 meeting, which I was fortunate to have attended. What the company did actually was they built 4 offices in the United States where the Japanese communities are, which are the Los Angeles area, the Chicago area, Hawaii, and the New York area. In August of 2006, Enagic expanded to Canada by opening an office in Vancouver. In California, my friend JB and Aurora purchased the machine because Aurora was very sick. She had acid reflux, rheumatoid arthritis, and other health problems. She was on disability. She lost 30 pounds from the pain of rheumatoid arthritis, and this Kangen water helped her regain her health. JB then became a distributor for the company. He approached me in November 2005 in New York to be a distributor. I did not listen to him then. Then he approached me again in January of 2006. By that time, he already earned $54,000 in 3 months. I became curious. I flew to California from New York to verify his story. I found out that everything he was telling me was true. I decided to join the company. On that last weekend of January 2006, the president happened to be in California doing a meeting. I was fortunate to have attended that meeting, and I interviewed some people who became well because of the Kangen water. I also witnessed the awarding of the top distributors of the company. That was the turning point of my life. I resigned from the other company I was working with for the last 5 years, and I decided to do Enagic full-time. I came back to New York and immediately shared the information to some people I know. I told everyone I was willing to tell this story to their friends if they introduced me to them. I was willing to travel anywhere if they can invite more people to listen. Ramon from New York introduced me to Manny from Phoenix, Arizona. Manny from Phoenix introduced me to Maggie from Miami. And then Maggie then brought me to meet her friends in Orlando. I also met with Karina from Dallas, Texas. Then I contacted my friend Franny in Chicago, who started sharing the information to others, and the group has been growing rapidly in the Chicago area. 7 months later, the president visited New York. We had a meeting with about 250 people, and 90% of the attendees were from my group. After the meeting, we had a toast for the successful New York expansion. Many people were encouraged by his visit. It was very fulfilling to see the fruits of what I started 7 months ago. I feel though that we have hardly scratched the surface of what we are about to do. I envision that this business can be as big here in USA as it is in Japan, or maybe even bigger. There are 3 kinds of people in the world. There are people who make things happen. There are those who watch things happen. And there are those who don't know what's happening. Let me now speak about the product, the Kangen Water machine. I will talk about how it works and does it work. I will give you actual testimonials from many people who are using it. This is Dr. Shinya. He invented in the 60s the colonoscopy instrument being used here in America to remove tumors and other growth in the colon. He has performed thousands of colonoscopy procedures. He is a medical professor, chief of endoscopy department at Beth Israel in New York City. This photo was taken from his video. He uses Kangen water and a particular diet to maintain the health of the colon of patients. The reason why I'm pointing this out is just to impress upon you the high credibility of this Kangen water to the medical practitioners from Japan. If the colon can be cleansed and its health can be maintained, many associated health problems can be avoided. This is President Oshiro. He is 65 years old. Yes, 65 years old. He has been drinking Kangen water for 15 years. This is him and his wife. They look young. I'm saying this because I'm leading to the first characteristic of the water, which is anti-aging. The water is a very powerful anti-aging, antioxidant agent. The simple way to explain oxidation is when you cut an apple, the apple turns brown because of oxidation. Active oxygen or free radicals attack and destroy cells. The same oxidation continually happens in the cells in the human body. We cannot stop oxidation completely, so we cannot stop the aging process. We can only slow it down. You need Kangen water to supply yourself with this powerful anti-aging antioxidant agent. Otherwise, you will be like this man smiling on the right. How do oxidants enter our body? These free radicals enter our body through the air we breathe. They also enter our body from the food we eat. They also enter our body through what we drink. This oxidation occurs at the cellular level. This is the cell. Inside it is the chromosome. And inside the chromosome is the DNA. When the free radicals attack the DNA, the cells is destroyed. Here is a picture of free radical attacking the DNA molecule. And you need a powerful antioxidant, something that ORP, which means oxidation reduction potential, will measure between minus 300 to minus 400 millivolts. There are many antioxidant nutritional products in the market like vitamins and fruit juices, but their ORP value is low. In Japan, for a substance to be considered strong enough to be medicinal and can be used in the hospitals, it has to reach between minus 300 to minus 400 ORP. Let me explain that. ORP, or oxidation reduction potential, is the strength measured in millivolts of the antioxidant. The farther it goes on the positive side, the more oxidants or free radicals that substance contains. And the farther it goes on the negative side, the stronger its antioxidant capacity is. This is an ORP tester. You will see that the Kangen water measures minus 387 millivolts of ORP. You will see that it is all the way to the left of the scale. When you measure tap water, the ORP is positive 330. It's all the way to the right, which means tap water carries with it lots of oxidants into the body. The sunny bottled water measures positive 261 ORP. It's also way up on the far right of the scale. There is Evian, way out on the positive right of the scale. Fiji is also on the right of the scale, meaning high in oxidants. You need lots of strong antioxidants daily to combat these attacks of free radicals in your body. Kangen water will supply your body daily with lots of these antioxidants. That's the way you slow down aging. Otherwise, you will be like this smiling man on the right. The second characteristic of Kangen water is called microcluster. While tap water has 13 to 15 molecules, Kangen water has only 5 to 6 molecules, which means it is thinner and it gets easily absorbed in the body. This quick absorption hydrates the body easily. It also enables quick delivery of antioxidants into the bloodstream and into the cells. Other antioxidants in the form of tablets, pills, and fruit juices not only have low ORP, they also sit in the stomach and do not get absorbed easily. Meanwhile, Kangen water not only does it have strong ORP, it also reaches the cell immediately. The health of the body organ is just as good as the health of its cells. If we can protect the cells from being destroyed by oxidants, we can keep the organs healthy and hence our whole body. When free radicals attack the DNA and the cells are destroyed, the destroyed cells become free radicals themselves. Consequently, they attack the healthy cells and the process continues. This is how tumors are formed. Again, if we can prevent these free radicals from spreading its destruction by strong antioxidants, we can avoid lots of cell damage and thereby maintain our health. The third characteristic of Kangen water is that it is alkaline water. Let me explain that. This acid-alkaline illustration goes from 1 to 14, in which 7 is neutral. When you drop the pH tester on a liquid, for instance, the liquid will change color depending on whether the liquid is acidic or alkaline. Our blood's pH has to be neutral, which is 7.35 to be exact. When the body becomes very acidic, we develop all kinds of sickness. We need alkaline to bring back the balance of our body to neutral. This is an example of how an acidic environment is deadly to marine fish life. Marine fish aquarium needs to maintain a pH of 7.4 to 8.6 for fish to survive. Plants cannot grow in a very acidic environment. Most plants grow on between 6 to 8 pH balance, which is neutral ground for most plants. Our body is the same. The more acidic our body cell's environment is, the more we become susceptible to all kinds of health problems. When a person is brought to an emergency room, one of the first things they check is the person's pH balance, because a drop of 1 or 2 points can cause the person to go into a coma, or at 2 points below neutral, the person can possibly die. A person with cancer have very acidic body. It is clinically proven that cancer cells thrive in acidic environment and they do not grow in an alkaline environment. That is why we need to eat a lot of alkaline food like green salads. The problem is that many of us eat too much acidic food and drink too much acidic drinks. 80% of the groceries we buy are acid-forming foods. These contribute to our body acidity, which then contribute to the development of all kinds of health problems like acid reflux, arthritis, gastritis, gout, which is caused by too much uric acid. When we eat at a restaurant, we usually have a little serving of green salad for alkaline. Then we go to the main course, which is acid galore. No wonder there is much demand for anti-acid medicines like Tums, Rolaids, Digel, Pepto-Bismol, and others, and there is great supply of them in the drugstores. People take them like candies habitually to relieve themselves of too much acid. You might want to note that anger produces acid in the body. Also, worrying produces acid in the body. The human body is more or less 75% water. If we continuously consume these acidic drinks, we are just continually subjecting our body cells to acidic environment and causing the formation of acid waste buildup inside our body. Now, I want to do a demonstration showing that many of what we drink are acidic. This is a pH tester. It is used to test the acidity or alkalinity of aquarium, swimming pool, and garden. We also use it to test the acidity or alkalinity of different liquids. If we test Smirnoff vodka, Aquafina, and Dasani bottled water, and 7-Up, we can see that they are acidic. The same test shows that Kangen water is alkaline. This is what we should be drinking every day. When you drop the pH tester, Kangen water turns blue, which means it is alkaline. This is what we should be drinking every day. Smirnoff vodka is acidic. Dasani bottled water is acidic. Aquafina bottled water is acidic. 7-Up is also acidic. And when you mix Kangen water into Smirnoff vodka, the acidity of the vodka is neutralized and it becomes alkaline. So if you are taking anti-acid, you really don't need them anymore if you have Kangen water. Also, if you keep drinking Kangen water every day, it will neutralize a lot of acidic buildup in your body. Kangen water also improves circulation and helps detoxify the body of toxins, thereby improving your overall physical health. Check out these strong animals who are alkaline eaters. All they eat is grass every day and it keeps them healthy and strong. Now I want to tell you about some of the feedbacks I got from people who own the Kangen water machine in my group. After a month and a half, 50 machines were sold in the New York area. I invited them all for lunch because I wanted to hear their testimonies of how their health had changed because of the machine. Doris here is my personal customer. Her acid reflux is gone. Tita told the story of how she was suffering from tendonitis. She could not raise her arm and was scheduled for surgery. After taking the Kangen water for 3 weeks, she did not need the surgery anymore. This man here is Ruben. He is a real estate broker. His wife, Mercy, was relieved of her arthritis. This lady here is Wilma. She is a sales agent at their office. She brought home water and her acid reflux and pain at the back of her neck disappeared. This is Dr. Santos, Tita's doctor. Apparently, she became aware that some of her patients who has the machine are getting better, so she too bought the machine. I used to do meetings once a week in Honor and Bob's house. Many people were attending the meetings every week and they came with plastic bags with empty gallons of bottled water. One time the line was from the kitchen to the house entrance door. As more and more people get better, more people buy the machine. They sold over 100 machines now in their group. This is Felix. I remember he even showed us his pills for diabetes that he was not taking anymore because his sugar level normalized. This is Maggie. She has multiple sclerosis. She was also suffering from constipation for 15 years. After just one day of using the water, her constipation was gone. She called me and wanted me to fly to Miami to demonstrate the machine to her friends. I said if she has 30 people, I would fly. I flew and she had more than 30. Her friends from Avon Park, Florida also wanted to see the machine that made her healthy again, so we went to Avon Park. This is Nena. She was drinking the water while we were having the meeting at the real estate office. After the meeting, she was so amazed that her arthritis was not painful anymore, so she purchased the machine. This is Philbert. He was scheduled to go to a chiropractor for back pain. He got hold of the water from my meeting. He told me later that he did not need to go to the chiropractor anymore, so he bought the machine. This is Leonila, Franny's wife. She was suffering constantly from leg and back pain from an accident 20 years ago. She was relieved of that pain when Franny finally convinced her to drink the Kangen water. This is Father Polinar visiting from the Philippines. He is diabetic and he uses insulin. He stayed for a week in Franny's house, and while staying in Franny's house, he was drinking Kangen water and he didn't need his insulin. Father Polinar told about the water to Joe from Chicago. Joe purchased the machine. His wife was relieved from aches and pains. Now let's go to the technical aspect of the machine. How does the machine make alkaline? Again, this is the pH balance chart. It goes from 1 to 14, 7 being neutral. First, the water enters the carbon filter, which takes away the chlorine and the other pollutants. Then the purified water enters the electrolysis chamber, where acid and alkaline get separated. Here you see the water entering the carbon filter to be purified. The carbon filter removes the chlorine and other pollutants from the water. Then it goes to the electrolysis chamber, where ionized, electrolyzed, alkalized water is created. The separation of the acid and alkaline is then completed. Alkaline water goes out of the primary hose, and the acid water comes out of the secondary hose and goes down the drain. This is a simplified explanation. There is a booklet called Water Symposium in Japan available from the company that explains the science and chemistry of this ionization in details. The machine makes 5 kinds of water. The purple buttons produce the Kangen water. You use Kangen water for drinking and cooking. Make sure that if you are taking medication, you drink Kangen water 1 hour after medication. You use the green button for clean, purified water. This is what you use for taking medication and baby formula. You use the yellow button for beauty water. The yellow button is slightly acidic. It exfoliates dead skin and let young, healthy-looking skin comes out. The orange button is for strong acidic water. It is used as disinfectant, antibacterial, sterilizing agent. It is used, for instance, for sanitizing the bathroom. The orange button also produces strong Kangen water. Strong Kangen water breaks down grease and grime. Why would you choose Kangen water over bottled water? Let's review. The lifetime of the machine is 15 years. On the same 15 years, if you were to buy $2 of bottled water every day, that will cost you $10,950, and it's even acidic. And then you'll have to transport it and carry it to your home, when you can just get a glass of water from your Kangen water machine if you have one. Afterwards, you'll have to bother with disposing all the empty bottles all the time, when you really don't have to if you have the Kangen water machine. You also have to think twice about using bottled water for all your cooking needs because of the extra expense, while you really can use Kangen water all the time for your cooking. Not only are you spending too much money on bottled water, but you are also drinking acidic water while you really can be drinking healthy alkaline water. By drinking bottled water, you are consuming positive ORP drinks, which are oxidants, while you can really be drinking anti-aging, antioxidant Kangen water. The right choice is obvious. You should be saying, "Give me that Kangen water." How can you get one? You can pay by credit card or check for the full amount. Or you can go with our in-house credit payments where you can make payments in up to 10 months. Now let's go to the compensation plan. How much money can you earn by selling these machines to customers and recruiting reps? You start as a 1A distributor earning $235 and work your way up to get promoted to 6A, in which you earn $1,410. You can see here that you will move from 1A to 2A to 3A all the way to 6A as more and more machines are sold in your group, and your commission goes up also as you move higher in rank. Now, when those first two customers sell, you will also earn $235 on their customers and their customers all the way to the 8th level, or 8 points down the line. On your third personal sale, you get promoted to 2A and you now earn $470. Joe is my third customer, in which I earned $470. On Joe's group down the line, I earned $16,555 in 6 months because I was earning $470 on the sales of his people down the line. This is Joe's group. Once there are 10 sales on your 1A and 2A group combined, you get promoted to 3A on the next personal sale. You now earn $705 on sales coming from that group. Tita is on my 3A group. This is Tita's group. I earned $17,065 on her group because I'm earning $705 on the sales of her people down the line. After there are 20 sales in the group, you get promoted to 4A on the next sale. You then earn $940 on each sale in the 4A group. That's when my brother-in-law Robin and my friend June joined. My friend June put the business in his wife's name, Alma. This is my brother-in-law Robin's group. I get paid $940 on each sale, which amounts to $12,465 so far. This is Alma's group, in which I earn $940 on each sale, which totals $18,810 so far. When the group reaches 50 sales, you are then promoted on your next sale to a 5A rank. You then start to earn $1,175 on the sales of that group down the line. That's when my friend Franny from Chicago and Mita from California joined. This is Franny from Chicago. I earned $19,285 on the Chicago group so far. This is Mita from California. I earned $25,903 so far from her group. When there are 100 sales in the group, you then become a 6A. You start to earn $1,410 on that group. Terry and Ben and Al from Florida are on my 6A group. On the 6A group, you earn $1,410 on the sales down the line. This is Terry and Ben and Al and Zenny. So far, I've earned $27,590 on my 6A group. When you become a 6A, the company also pays you $175 on each sale over the 8th level or over the 8 points in your entire group. Between my other smaller groups plus 6A bonuses plus over the 8 points bonuses, that's where the $180,000 came from. When two of your leg groups become a 6A also like you are then promoted to 6A2. As a 6A2, you earn additional $45 per machine paid monthly on your entire 6A groups. This lady is Miss Ishii from Japan. She's a 6A 14-4, which means she has 14 6A front lines. She earns as much as $250,000 in 1 month. She was the company's guest speaker from Japan at the 3rd year anniversary in the United States. Again, there are 3 kinds of people in the world. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't know what's happening. The choice is yours. From those to whom I have shown this information in the past 6 months, there are those who purchased the machine and made things happen for their own health and the health of their own family. And there are those who have made things happen for the better for themselves financially. The money you are laying out for this machine is not an expense. It is an investment. An investment is something that comes back to you 100-fold in what is called return on investment. When you invest in this Kangen Water machine, the return on investment for you is better health, and if you choose to, better finances also. Here's the big picture. The Japanese have proven themselves successful already in Japan with this product. They have also proven themselves successful in the Japanese market in the United States in the past 3 years. We have a proven product, we have a proven company, and we have the opportunity to build this big in the United States in its international market. Thank you and God bless you.
The next speaker, I tell you what, I mean, this guy also is a true pioneer. His sponsor was in California, he was in New York. No one in New York knew anything about the water, including him. But I tell you what, if you look at his day planner for the first 90 days, I don't think there's one of you in this room that has a day planner filled to the degree that he has. And it's no wonder that he did what he did in the short time that he did, because you know what, guys? He put it all out there. He dove all in spite of the fact that his sponsor was in California. He's an unbelievable leader traveling all over the world. He's a 6A7-4. And for you big thinkers out there, he's into the multiple 7 figures. Okay? And I tell you what, I couldn't be happier for him and his wife, because they're true, I mean, just awesome people that deserve all the success that they've had. So give it up, you guys, for Mr. Romy Verdera. Come on, Romy. Come on, you guys. Come on. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful for today, because 55 years ago, October 16, 1955, I was born, so it's my birthday today. And I'm also very grateful to be part of this Enagic family. And I'm going to tell you the story of how I got started. Hopefully, we learn from that experiences. Okay, I came from the Philippines. What happened was, 2004, JB was sending me things in the mail. At the time, there were no brochures yet, so they were mostly photocopied materials. And when I get the mail, I would just like throw them away. I'm glad I kept his number. Anyway, after that, one of his downlines called me and told me how she gave Kangen water to her dog and her dog became well and I wasn't interested. I've been beaten by a dog 3 times already. So you should make sure you know the hot button of the person you're talking to. Okay? And then November 2005, probably that's a year and a half later, JB came to my house from California and did the actual demo in my dining room. He left me with a gallon of the Kangen water. And after he left, I threw away the water. I still wasn't interested. 3 months later, January of 2006, he called me up and he said, Romy, the president of Enagic will come from Japan. There's a big meeting in California. If you want, I will pay for your airfare. I will pay for your hotel. I'll pick you up at the airport. I'll bring you back to the airport. And at the time, I was doing real estate, and I could not make any money in real estate anymore. I had no appointments, so I flew. And JB brought me to this meeting. And it was a Japanese meeting. There were about 500 people there, and the meeting was in Japanese. And I would say the people who speak English are JB, myself, and a few of JB's friends. But anyway, I understood 2 things. I understood that the water works, and I understood that the distributors are making money. And that was enough for me. I came back to New York, bought my machine. There's an Enagic office half an hour away from us in New York City, and I started doing the demonstration. Okay, I just remembered how JB did the demonstration using the pH tester. So that was my only tool, the pH tester. And JB used Aquafina, Dasani, 7-Up, and vodka. And I bought the same thing. So I was in people's homes doing that dropper presentation, that pH test. And I did 120 presentations in the next 3 months. And sold the first 100 that enabled me to become a 6A. Some people say that the American dream is over. People are losing their homes, people are losing their jobs. I think the only people for whom the American dream is over are people who have not seen Enagic. The American dream is very, very much alive in America today because there are companies like Enagic who provides opportunities for people like us who are willing to roll up our sleeves and work and make a better life for ourselves. We are here today because that American dream, that opportunity to better our lives is available in this Enagic company, and I thank God for it every single day. I came from the Philippines. My wife and I, we got married young. She was 18, I was 22. And we came to the United States after our wedding. And that was some 20-something years ago, 30-something years ago. And after 2 decades of pursuing the American dream, here I am, a Filipino who came to America and found the American dream in a Japanese company. We can do it. My wife, when we started, she had a 9-to-5 job for a bank in Wall Street, and I had a 9-to-5 job also, but I didn't last long. I had a 9-to-5 job until I was brought to an Amway meeting, and I was brainwashed, and I thank God for it. Because I won't be here if it weren't for that. I was exposed to the networking industry where we were told you don't have to have a boss, you don't have to work for the next 40 years sitting behind a desk. You know, there are other ways. And anyway, that was the building where in Brooklyn, we live in Brooklyn, where my 2 sons were born. That was way back then, my 2 sons were born. And the good thing here in the United States, you can work and take that opportunity And after saving up some money, we were able to buy our dream home. And our 2 sons were growing. We take some vacations every now and then. We were living comfortably until at one point we experienced some financial difficulties. And we lost that home. Okay, it was a sad time for us. But you know, again, here in the United States, you can always try again. I remember my son, Jason, told me, he said, "Daddy, I saw a sign. They're accepting people, they're accepting truck drivers for the ice cream truck." And I said, "Jason, why are you telling me this?" And my son Jason said, "Dad, because, you know, you're so poor." And I said, "Jason, I'm not poor. I'm a rich man who is broke." You know, tough times never last, but tough people do. I heard that from Robert Suller. So we worked hard and saved up money, and we bought a house again. And we were back on our truck. We were going on vacations every now and then. Again, my 2 sons were growing. And we were comfortable until about 5 years ago, 2005, when recession started happening again. And I was doing real estate still. I was running out of customers, and I could not make any more money in real estate. My wife was working for a hospital, and the hospital closed. So between the 2 of us not having income, we were about to lose the house again that we were enjoying. And that's when God sent an angel named JB. Okay, and JB brought me to that meeting in California. Actually, if you're a 1A on this meeting, you have a higher rank than me at that meeting. You have a higher rank than me if you're a 1A. I was just a prospect. And like I said, I went back to New York, started doing the presentation. I remember JB introduced me to Camstar, to Jack from Chicago, to Mr. Oshiro, and he said, "This is Romy. He will become a 6A in 3 months." And I thought you had to be a 6A in 3 months. I didn't know any other 6A then. Anyway, the second very memorable event to me, which was like this, was when the company had their 3-year anniversary at the Queen Mary in California. And on that event, I finally became a 6A. So I was so happy because I was a 6A. Again, if you're a 6A today, we're the same rank when I attended that meeting. And if you're 6A, 2 and higher, you have a higher rank than me on that event. Now, I'm saying this because I want to impress upon you the opportunity that's available to you in this business. And I will show you some pictures that's very memorable to me. This is Joe Reed and Anna Wilshire. They were 5A at that time. Today, they have hundreds of 6A below them. I would say the East Coast Enagic distributors are under Joe Reed and Anna Wilshire. They are here on this event also. You see here Cynthia Briganti. I believe she was 5A there at the time also. You see there George, Jeannie, and Mita. Eli, and Jelena. Okay, I'm showing you this because today they are $1 million earners, but at that event we were all the same. We were on the same boat. We were 6As and 5As. We were just starting. I have here Terry, Ted, and Al. They are here today also. They were the ones who have organizations all the way to Guam and Vancouver and Orlando. And you fast forward it today, those pictures that I just showed you are the pillars and the foundation of this Enagic company and the people that they brought in. Okay? So, if you are a 6'8" today and higher, you have higher ranks than them at this event that I was showing you. And you have a great opportunity to become like them also. I came back to New York, started doing presentation again after that event, helping people to become 6As. Then I went to Guam. The group were growing. That's Maryland with Delroy, New York. Brooklyn, Fort Lauderdale, Utah, Nanuet, New York, Bronx, New York, Chicago, New Jersey, New York Cruise, Orlando with Brian, Georgia, Seattle, Kansas City. Okay, Kansas City. Is there anybody here from Kansas City? Okay. I was there, I think, maybe about a month ago, Kansas City. I was there some 3 years ago. There were 2 6As. Today, there are 20. And they are building quietly in Kansas City. But anyway, there I found a lady. I don't have her picture because she said they don't take pictures. But this lady had no phone, no car. He said there's only one phone in the community and they have to relay the information to each other. She belongs to the Amish or Amish community and she became a 6A. With no phone and no car. And I said, I thought you don't have electricity also. I found out they have generators that they can connect the SD501. But this shows you nobody have any excuse not to be able to do this business. So while I was doing that, the West Coast, with the premier partner CYL, with Eli and Jelina's GU, and the power training by Daniel DeMacali, the West Coast and the rest of the country are growing very, very strong. This Enagic company. Actually, the West Coast is growing, I think, twice as faster than the East Coast. Okay? But we're catching up. We're catching up. And then last April, Mr. Oshiro brought the leadership. They brought us to Okinawa and Tokyo, and there we met for his birthday. And there we met the Japanese distributors. We were welcomed. It was a great bonding moment for the United States and the Japanese distributors. This is my wife. That's our yard. She travels with me wherever we go. Where's my wife? There. Stand up. She supports me in this business. She's my secretary, my administrator, my travel agency, my cook. She cash the check too and keeps it. And she would say, where are we going next, Romy? Anyway, we went home to the Philippines. I built a house for my mom. That's my happy mom now. A few houses away from her, we purchased our own vacation home. And my wife and I goes home to the Philippines twice a year. Actually, we will be going to the Philippines next month for the opening celebration of Enagic. We have an office in the Philippines. And then we invested in a house in New York. Again, these are coming from the Enagic bonus checks. This business also enables us every year, we're going this February again, to go on medical mission to the Philippines, where we bring medicines and we travel with a group of doctors. We are also involved in building a housing project. Again, this is our church group, and we travel there and we build these homes for the poor people in the Philippines. Also, in the Philippines, there's no such thing as student loan. And we are able to help. I believe my wife and I are supporting 9 college students. We're paying for their tuition. Their nieces and nephews who normally could not afford college. My wife saw a local church and she gave them the money to build it. Change your water, change your life. It truly changed our life. I remember Robert Schuller said, when God wants to accomplish something on earth and he has a dream, he finds a dreamer to whom he could give that dream. And then he gives that dream, and that dreamer starts to support the dream and make it into reality. And at a certain point, the dream starts to have a life of its own, and it grows. And in the end, the dream supports the dreamer. If you are here today, you are that dreamer. Don't let anybody steal your dream. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, man. Man. Wow.